Okay, hello everyone. Okay, in last lecture we have discussed that electric flux. What does the electric flux means? The number of electric field lines passing perpendicular to a plane surface. And next we have discussed the area vector. Now the area vector mostly we will consider for 3D surface, closed surface. Okay, 3D surface is the closed surface, and the area vector we will consider for the 3D surface that is always outward, means from outward direction only we are consider. Okay, now next in last we have I have shown you a proof of that phi is equal to q over epsilon naught. I said that this is our Gauss law. So now we will today prove the Gauss law. So what was the Gauss law? Why we are using Gauss law? First of all, before the Gauss law, we are applying the electric field formula to calculate the charge. Okay, means ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਰੇ ਐਲੀਮੈਂਟਸ ਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਟਰਕਚਰ ਦੇ ਕੰਡਕਟਰ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਅਲੱਗ-ਅਲੱਗ ਇਲੈਕਟ੍ਰਿਕ ਫੀਲਡ ਦਾ ਫਾਰਮੂਲਾ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਚਾਰਜ ਫਾਈਂਡ ਆਊਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ। ਦੈਨ ਵੈਨ ਦ ਗੌਸ ਕੇਮ he given simple formula that flux will equal to q over epsilon naught। मतलब ਸਫੀਅਰ ਹੈ, ਸਿਲੰਡਰ ਹੈ, ਜਿੰਨਾ ਉਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਚਾਰਜ ਹੈ ਉਹਦਾ ਕੀ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ, ਹਾਫ, means q over epsilon naught कर दो। This I will show you. Now what was the definition of Gauss law? The net electric flux through a closed surface is 1 over epsilon naught times, this symbol is called epsilon naught, times the net charge enclosed by the surface. Net charge means total electric flux will equal to the net electric flux through a closed surface 1 over epsilon naught times the net charge. Suppose that charge is q, that is equal to, we can also write in this form, closed surface for electric flux, E dot dA. dA means surface. ds you can also take, because in books ds also symbol mentioned, dA also we can use. So we can also write in this form, E dot dA will equal to q over epsilon naught. Now we have to prove this expression. Suppose that we have considered a sphere. Sphere is a 3D surface. Okay, so this we have considered any sphere. Suppose that I want to calculate, here any positive charge is there, I want to calculate electric field flux in this. So from the positive charge the electric field is moving along away, and the direction of area vector we are also considering outward, means here is our dA, means outward direction only. If you will take here, means electric field will be away, and the area vector is also outward direction, means this is your dA. Electric field means this is a rule only when there is a positive charge electric field lines move away from the surface, and when there is a negative charge electric field lines move towards the surface. So the total electric flux we can calculate for small area we are calculating, because for the whole surface we are not able to calculate, so we are taking small areas. Okay, then we will add all the surfaces and we can calculate the flux for the sphere. Here also, here also, here also, here also, all where the angle is electric field also moving in this direction, area vector is also outward direction only, so the theta will here will equal to 0. So the net electric flux for small area we can write down d phi is equal to d E dot dA, then d phi will equal to dA cos 0. Okay, and we want to calculate total electric flux, cos 0 is 1, so the total electric flux will equal to d phi E dA, because electric field we have said that these are the uniform constant, and the surface area of sphere, surface area of sphere is 4 pi r square. Suppose that this radius r same r, okay na. So the surface area of sphere is 4 pi r square. So the total electric flux will equal to E into 4 pi r square, and electric field due to a point charge plus q charge, that is 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught q over r square into 4 pi r square. When you will cancel out, so the total electric flux will comes out to be q over epsilon naught, which is Gauss law. Okay, now the next topic is Gaussian surface. We are not having the proper definition of the Gaussian surface, but for the simplicity you can say that Gaussian surface means, it means surface should be closed, means 3D surface, means 3D surface you have to use. Okay na. So next we will discuss the application of the Gauss law. So the most important application of the Gauss law is electric field due to the infinite long uniform charge wire. Okay, to start this we have to consider one charge wire. Suppose that this is our charge wire, positive, 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 positive. Okay, now to apply Gauss law, we have to consider any closed surface, because the Gauss law can be applied only to the closed surface. So here we can make the closed surface in a form of cylinder, means we can draw here any cylinder. The cylinder is a closed surface, means any charge, positive, positive. This cylinder we can draw. Okay na. So we have to calculate the electric flux for the three surface, first, second, and this one curved path, third surface. Okay na. So before calculating electric flux we have to know about the area vector also. Okay, now the area vector for the surface 1, that is one is downside and one is upside. Which one we will consider? Upside one, because the area vector is we have to choose in outward direction only, dA. And for the surface 2 similarly downside dA, and for the surface curved surface 3 we can take this side also dA. You can take this side also, both are correct, no problem is there, because this side is also outward direction only. And we will consider the length of the cylinder is capital L, and this is an infinite long charge wire is there. Okay, now we have to apply the Gauss law to calculate the electric flux for the surface 1, 2 and 3rd. So you can clearly see that the electric flux for the surface 1, now the electric field lines from the positive charge, it is moving away, means in this direction, in this direction. You can clearly see that the angle between first surface, the angle between area vector and the electric field lines in a first surface is 90 degree. Perpendicular angle is making, means theta in first surface is, for surface 1 theta is 90, because perpendicular area vector and electric field lines, these are electric field lines. Okay, this side is moving away, electric field lines. Okay, so the first surface, that phi will equal to E dot dA. When you will remove the dot, cos 90 will come, so phi will equal to cos 90 is 0. So electric field for the surface 1 is 0. Okay, similarly for surface 2, perpendicular theta 90, so electric flux in this case also it will be equal to 0. EDA cos 90. Okay na, so it will be 0. Now for the surface third, theta, electric field lines is moving in left to right and the area vector is also outward left to right. So the theta will equal to 0, means the total electric flux in the charge wire, in front charge wire, we will take from the curved surface. Third surface means in a third surface electric flux EDA cos 0. Cos 0 is 1. So phi 3 will equal to EDA. So the net electric flux net will equal to phi 1 plus phi 2 plus phi 3. 0 plus 0 plus E. Electric field lines are uniform, constant, so we have taken out dA. Only dA will be left inside. Now you are knowing phi is equal to Q over epsilon naught also. So we give this expression number 2, phi net, give this expression number 1. Use 2 in 1. 2 in 1. So Q over epsilon naught will equal to E dA. Okay, E dA, and we are knowing for the surface charge density, sigma. What is surface charge density? Charge per unit length. Okay, then charge value is sigma into length. We can write down this or not, or you can write down that surface charge density, that charge per unit length will equal to, you can write down in this form also, charge per unit length will equal to lambda, means Q over L will equal to lambda. You can write down in this way also. So the charge Q will equal to lambda L. Okay, charge Q will equal to lambda L. So in the place of Q you can put lambda L over epsilon naught, the value of E, and area of this cylinder is, that is 2 pi r L. Radius you can take r, length you have taken L. This L will be cancel out. So electric field across the infinite long wire, that is lambda over 2 pi epsilon naught r. Okay, so this was the first application of the Gauss law. Hope you understand this. If any doubt is there, you can comment me, okay, or you can message me also. Thank you.